Hello, and welcome to a look at Santa's Christmas Caper, a game that was released by Zeppelin. The story of the game is that for some reason the pixies do not want Santa to deliver his presents, so in order to prevent him from doing that, they decide to spike his puddings with wine. Santa, being a big eater, of course, has about 14 helpings of pudding, meaning, of course, that by that point he is not so very sober anymore. Before passing out, he gives you the task of delivering the presents in his stead. But of course, the pixies are not overly impressed by that decision, so they decide to do anything and everything to prevent you from actually delivering the presents. That is the basic premise for this Christmas themed game, which, as you can probably tell by the video, is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. Not entirely sure why they went that direction with this game, but whatever. Creative freedom and all that stuff. From a graphical point of view, it's actually not too bad. You can clearly see what anything and everything is supposed to be, and the Santa sleigh sprite thing is actually surprisingly detailed. A bit puzzled by the fact that it's a Santa sleigh with Santa in it and Santa is not in. Whatever. Maybe it's just an illusion. We will not ask too many questions. Never ask questions, you might get answers, you know. From a sound point of view, the music is of a good enough quality, perhaps a bit unspectacular, but that is probably because of the source material as much as anything. Sound effects are shoot 'em up sound effects with a more cute theme, I suppose. So it's not, there's nothing overly noticeable or spectacular about the sound effects. Didn't mind them, didn't love them, whatever. Of course, in any game, the gameplay is in the forefront, or should be in the forefront, I should say. And as a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, which this game is, one of the things I've been saying about any shoot 'em up, whether they are side-scrolling, vertically scrolling, or jumping around looking like idiots, is the fact that you need predictability. Patterns has to be the same, enemies has to behave the same way, that kind of stuff, in order to learn the different levels and thereby making progress. And in that department, this game does not let you down. It is completely static in every single play, in every single game you play even. So by being patient enough and taking the time to observe different patterns and shots and all that stuff, you can eventually make steady progress. My one major gripe with this game is that what is foreground and what is background is not necessarily easy to see. Foreground, of course, is something you would collide with, and background you will not collide with. And I found that it was more trial and error, mainly error, to work out what was what, because hard objects that are dangerous for you to collide with, in my world, should ideally absorb shots so you can see that they are hard objects that you need to avoid, which of course is not the case in this game, but at the same time, because of the way patterns move and spawn and all that stuff, and the different turret kind of things are located, if you couldn't shoot past the solid objects, you would get yourself even more trapped than you would normally become, which is something that is relatively easy You definitely need to know on each screen what is required to be shot first in order to give you space to move. Now there is a minor point, and that is the Slay's hitbox can be a bit odd. Sometimes you have, I don't know whether it's being moved around that moves the hitbox as well, but or whatever, hit detection square if you want, but sometimes it feels like it's the size of a football field, and other times you can get away with virtually being hit, but then not. It seems to be mainly above and below the Slay sprite that the hitbox is larger than the sprite itself, whereas the front of the reindeer can touch many objects without any issues. Overall though, it is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. If you like side-scrolling shoot 'em ups, then you might like this, and if you don't like them, then you probably won't. The only special feature about this game is the Christmas theme, and being a seasonal thing, I suppose nothing prevents you from playing Christmas games during the summer, but you know what I mean. Outside of that, there's nothing overly remarkable about this game. So, on that note, I'm going to say thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye for now.